My next question, I'll go to number 3. How would you feel if you found out I was a traffic warden?
I love the traffic warden's uniform. I really do adore those flat black shoes, the black stockings, and the kinky peak caps.
You'll like me then.
Right.
And number 2.
Well, as it happens, I like traffic wardens. I do genuinely like them, because if it wasn't for them sticking tickets on my car with bits of sellotape, it would have fallen apart years ago.
And number 1.
Well, if you can turn a blind eye to my parking on double yellow lines, I think I'll turn a blind eye to the funny uniform.
My last question is being asked by my mum. If I brought my mum along on our blind date, how would you react? I'm going to ask that. I'm going to ask that to number 2.
Thanks very much. Well, if you brought your mother along on our blind date, I think I'd be very happy to see her, as long as she didn't bring her mother with her and her mother with her.
And number 1.
Taking into consideration it's a blind date and I haven't seen you, I might turn up and like your mum.
Number 3.
He's from Croydon.
How would you feel if I brought my mum along on our blind date?
Why would you want to bring your mother along? Would you not feel safe with me? Could you keep your hands off me? Or don't you trust me?
That's your third and final question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's very, very difficult. Listen, I couldn't choose, but it's up to you. And don't decide yet.
Right.
Come on, Graham.
Well, now, will it be number 1, who's not quite sure whether he'd not rather go out with your mother? Or maybe number 2, who can't even give you the time of day? Or maybe number 3, who's kinky about traffic wardens? The decision is yours.
Karen, I'd hate to be in your shoes and... Well, you've got a happy, smiling face. Have you made your decision yet?
I have.
You
I'm
have?
going to go for number 2.
You
like a conquest.
You like a what?
I like a conquest.
You like a conquest?
Yeah.
You'll never see a bigger conquest than it. Well, yes. Have you got a sense of humour?
Yes.
No, I only say this because wait till you see the 2 that you turned down. I mean, they're all wonderful, but first of all, you turned down number 3, Karen, and he's Nick from Croydon. What about that? My goodness me.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I changed my mind.
No. And you also turned down number 1, and that was Terry from Hertfordshire. But it's your own fault, Karen. Ah, no, but he's a salesman and he's got a happy personality and a super smile. You chose number 2, and here he is, Martin from Brighton. You see, Martin, all that big personality came bubbling through, didn't it, Chuck?
It certainly did, Scylla. She chose the best.
Yeah. Think, Karen, on first impressions, like, you know.
I'll let you know next week.
Well, you've only got 1 day to go on. We've got several cards here, and, ooh, who's going to choose then, Karen?
Looks like it's down to me to make it all wrong.
Oh, I know.
I'll take the one in the middle.
All right. And what have you got? Where are you going on your blind date?
If I can open it. We're going for a day in Deauville.
Deauville, ooh la la. You know, that's French.
Yeah, I know.
You're going over... You don't sound too happy about that. You're going to spend a blind date over there. What are you going to do? If the weather's really incredible, which it will be, hopefully, you're going to spend a day on the beach.
Lovely.
So you'll be able to see him without his shirt on.
It's like a beached whale.
Then in the evening, you're going to one of the casinos.
Ooh.
Have a little flutter on the casino. Oh, please, will you put 10... Just... Excuse me. Could you put 10 francs on number 15 for me?
10 francs on number 15, yes.
Please.
I'll remember that, and if it comes up...
And, well, come back next week.
Oh, you want the money?
Will you come back next week and tell us all about it? Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Karen and our Martin. What a lovely... If you remember, Mandy and Peter chose to go on a rock climbing course. Now, I wonder how they got on. Well, then, hello, you two.
Hi.
Went rock climbing. By the end of it, did you climb up the wall?
Nearly.
Let's see.
We first arrived, we were met by the man who was actually going to teach us how to rock climb, and he was a David Bellamy look-alike. And he had 3 enormous, gorgeous dogs with him, which Peter, I think he liked them more than me, actually. He's wrapping his arms around them all day and giving them kisses, you know.
Mandy was very cutely attired, had little pink training shoes and matching nail varnish. Very nice for a walk in the country, but not quite for rock climbing.
He was very good at climbing the rocks. He had done it before, but even so, I was very impressed, you know. He did get up there very quickly, really. He got up even better afterwards, after he'd had a few drinks.
Mandy had never been rock climbing. I could tell that when we first arrived there. She sort of peered over the top of the cliff and said, "Don't you use a net?"
Terribly frightened. And he did offer to help me. He was standing at the top of the rock going, "Come on, chickmunk, you can do it." Which put me off, oh, God, I'll get up there, it kills me.
I did seem to look after the whole day, as it were, and play the macho role, while Mandy was the poor, helpless female following my footsteps.
He did want to treat me like a damsel in distress. He was sitting on the rocks talking, and he said, "Wouldn't it be great if this snake appeared from behind a rock and was just about to bite you, and I could turn around and bite its head off?" It was rather sick, really, but I was the macho man.
Mandy, although on the surface looks a very quiet girl, underneath it all, she's a bit of a devil. She's got a lively sense of humour, and she enjoys playing practical jokes. Very deceptive, very good fun to be with.
I didn't tell him, but I don't like men who have earrings.
Mandy's best features physically were her eyes. She had very, very pretty eyes.
I suppose he did like to impress not only me, but everybody else around, but I wouldn't say he was a poser or anything like that, really.
Although she appears to be, as I say, a little girl lost from the north and not used to jumping off cliffs, great challenges like that, high living in London, by the end of the day, she could have joined the SAS without any problem at all.
I thought he was being extra nice to me because he knew that we were coming back here to discuss what had gone on, and he wouldn't like me to have said anything bad about him, and all his friends at home would think he was a real wally and really nasty, you know. So he had to be nice to me so I could come back and say nice things.
Peter, what do you think about that last remark? I mean, she said you had to be nice to her because you didn't want to look a wally in front of all your mates, is that right?
Understandably so, I think, because I'd already sussed her out. She looks very, very sweet and pleasant on the outside, but really she's a mixture between sort of Minnie the Minx and E.T., I think.
Yes, you hit him harder. Oh, yeah. Oh, I felt that myself. Actually, I noticed on the filming there, love, that you did have a sort of black eye. I mean, how did you get that?
That was one of the great adventures of the day. Mandy was about 80 to 100 feet up in the air. And she had a little pink foot slipped and a couple of pink nails came off. She just hurtled to the ground, and luckily I dived, caught her underneath, and her elbow came in my eye.
Is this true, Mandy?
Very true, yes.
Oh, so you give him the black eye?
She gave me the black eye.
Oh, give him another belt again to go with it. Oh, but, I mean, did you enjoy being a damsel in distress, as, you know, you described?
I don't think I was a damsel in distress all day. I think I did remarkably
A damsel,
well.
not a damsel. But at the end of the day, when we all get down to it, I mean, are you going to see each other again?
I'm sure we will. I mean, we both got on great together. We shared a lot of the same interests. And I hope we do.
What about you, Chipmunk? That's what he called you.
Not very romantic, is he?
No, it's gross, actually.
I've been called Chipmunk ever since. I don't think he realises my real name.
Ah, but it's very endearing, though. Because he's very good-looking, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. And what do you think about her not liking earrings and things, fellas with earrings?
He'll take it out now.
He's going to take it out?
I'm not going to take it out. I'm going to get a big golder one put in.
Oh, through your nose. Ladies and gentlemen, Mandy and Peter, thank you very much.